Hi there, Nawaz. Let's take a look at this new set of essays. The first one is the cover letter. Here's what you wrote here. Okay. Dear Sir or Madam, I hope you are well. I am writing this cover letter in relation to a currently open senior consultant position at PwC Toronto office. I have attached my CV to this letter for your consideration. My CV outlines my past experience, professional qualification, and other skills relevant to this opportunity. Okay. I think if there's one thing I would ask you to change here, it would be this first sentence, I hope you are well. That really feels much more appropriate in an informal letter, but definitely not in a cover letter. You don't know these people, so, I mean, you don't even know who you're writing to, so the I hope you are well just feels a little false. So we just don't typically do it. We just start straight out with the purpose of our letter, okay? Currently, I am a senior consultant with PwC, Deals Advisory Team, based in Doha, Qatar. As a next step in my career, I am planning to get developed market experience for my long-term professional growth and development. Therefore, I'm very excited to apply for this position. I joined PwC in 2014 and received truly distinctive and exceeds expectations rating in all years. I am a CFA charter holder and an ACCA member with experience focused on valuations and financial due diligence engagements. Given my past experience and professional qualifications, plural, I feel I am very well placed for this opportunity. Looking forward to hearing ING from you. Your closing needs to be yours faithfully since you don't know who you're writing to. Okay? And let's see. What else? Where is your energy and enthusiasm? I think you were trying to put it here. But I don't really feel like I got energy and enthusiasm. Instead, what I think I understood basically was more like your career plans, but I don't really feel energy and enthusiasm. Yeah, you said I'm very excited to apply for this position. Okay, but I think there's other ways that we can show we're really enthusiastic for a position. So how? You could have said something like, I mean, if you know that the Toronto office deals with a certain type of, I don't know, element of your career that you haven't done in Doha, you could say, oh yeah, you know, I've received training in this as I'm really committed to working for your office. And so to show you my commitment, I have, you know, gotten this certification or whatever. Okay, that's something that would really show energy and enthusiasm. So something like that would have been nice here. Other than that, fine, you used a lot of jargon. Okay, so I want you to be careful with that. Jargon, basically all this terminology that is relevant to your profession, it's great in your professional environment. Unfortunately, what happens here is an examiner is going to think, well, you know, does this person, is this person using so much jargon because he or she is not comfortable using you know, higher level English? So it's a risk basically that you're running into here, okay? So you have to show that you can use enough language outside of this terminology of your position to prove that your English skills are high, okay? Because look at this. I mean, this whole paragraph I felt was just, you know, lots of jargon. This was nice, given my past experience, etc., etc. That was nice. I like that. But again, that's kind of like a formulaic expression. So there really wasn't much here to show your personal expression and your language abilities. So be careful with something like this, all right? However, it's a good job overall. So why don't we move on then to this essay about weddings. The debate about the amount of money to be spent on a wedding is an ongoing debate for centuries in both Eastern and Western cultures. All right, careful, you don't put a comma after although. Although spending money on a wedding can allow someone to have a dream wedding, it must not be forgotten that this may lead others to borrow significant sums to finance a wedding. This essay will analyze both views on how much to spend on a wedding using examples to demonstrate points and prove arguments. All right, so what is your opinion here in the end? Do you essentially believe that the benefits outweigh the disadvantages? So having finished this paragraph, I'm not clear, but you were asked very directly, are there more advantages than disadvantages? Okay, and I'm not clear here. I don't know what your position is. Okay, and remember that you do need to make sure that your position is clear in order to be considered for a 7 in task achievement. Let's move on. There is ample evidence to suggest that having a big wedding can lead to longer-term marital bliss. Get rid of that A. The central reason behind this is twofold. Firstly, having a dream wedding provides an appropriate start to a married life. All right, back it up with evidence. Secondly, spending a significant amount of money on a wedding allows you to invite all your friends and family and have a truly memorable day. For example, a recent study by a well-known marriage counselor, Mark Menton, has concluded that couples who spend more than $20,000 US on their wedding have a divorce rate half that of those who spend less than this amount. However, it must not be forgotten that couples who spend larger sums are usually together in a relationship for a longer time as well. I don't understand that, but okay. Therefore, it is conclusively clear that spending a lot of money on weddings has significant benefits. All right, fair enough, fine. On the other hand, the disadvantages of spending a lot of money on weddings cannot be overstated. Peer pressure to have an extravagant wedding can lead couples to borrow money to finance a dream wedding. The money wasted over a few events can be used in much better ways, such as a down payment for a family house or repayment of college debt. Expensive weddings can also act as a detriment for many young adults to get married, as a detriment from getting married, I think would be more appropriate here, even when in love with someone. Recently, through primary research, the UK government has found out that couples with extravagant weddings on average have 31% lesser savings when they reach 50 years of age compared to those couples who had simpler weddings. Thus, it can be stated beyond any doubt that spending a lot of money on weddings is not always an appropriate thing to do. Okay, good. I like that. The advantages of spending a lot on a wedding are invaluable for a couple. Nevertheless, couples should not waste huge sums of money on a few events. It is expected that young adults will continue to spend in greater proportions on the ever-ballooning price tag of dream weddings. So it feels kind of like you're 50-50 here. That was a little problematic for me because it really asked you very specifically if the benefits are more than the disadvantages. You never really came out and said either way. I mean, it just, yeah, here you said the advantages, however, they shouldn't. So I don't know. I mean, which is more. Be careful with that. If they ask you a question like this directly, to what extent? Do they outweigh? Do they not outweigh? Just, you have to be clear about it, okay? You don't want the examiner to finish your essay and be like, you know, I still don't know what the writer's viewpoint was, okay? In fact, for a 7, one of the things that you'll see on the band descriptors is that a clear position must be there throughout the response, meaning from the beginning to the end. So keep that in mind when you're writing, and make sure that the examiner is going through your essay with a clear idea of your position, okay? And your position to whatever this statement, this command here asks you to talk about. All right, Nawaz, so go ahead and correct these, return them back to us corrected, and let's see your next set. All right, looking forward to it, so good luck to you.